What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Daredevil Born Again. We're going to talk about Maul Shadow Lord premiere, and we're just pretty happy that Artemis 2 has landed safely. Very cool little landing out over by San Diego. That was fantastic. Watched it with the fam, and now I'm talking with my other family. But before we get into all of that fun stuff, I don't. Doug, have you seen Project Hail Mary yet?
No.
That's how Rocky gives thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
2 thumbs way up, guys.
Okay.
For the Artemis crew.
But before we get into all of that fun, Dave, Chris, how's it going, gentlemen?
Well, Dave's not here, so.
Doug, oh my God. Let's do it.
You can't tell them apart by this time?
I mean, I know that we look very similar.
I was reading his name in the comments on YouTube. Doug, Chris, how's it going?
Well, Keith, let me tell you, I am outstanding. And yeah, I was super psyched to go and, watch the Artemis 2 splash on. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. I know that space travel can go wrong. So I was sitting there like, I'm hearing the people on TV saying, nothing to worry about. It's all going. And I'm looking at that time and I'm looking at the velocity and I'm like, okay. And I'm still like, okay, come on here. Come on, parachutes. I don't know anything about how any of this works, but I'm getting, I'm like, come on, let's go. And everything went according to plan. They landed like exactly as planned. I mean, I know there's a bunch of literal rocket scientists and geniuses at work at NASA, but I did not expect it to, like, they literally have everything completely calculated. It was super cool. Super cool to watch. But now that we're done talking about that, I can't wait to talk about, we have 2 awesome shows this week. Well, actually even more, but we're talking about 2 of them tonight. But before we get into that, Chris, sir, beautiful scenery. How are you doing?
I am doing fantabulous, guys. Glad that I could make it. I am on location here. We're on vacation in the beautiful city of Portland. So I'm out here, but I'm carving out some time to talk to you 2 fine gentlemen about Daredevil and Darth Maul. Well, Maul Shadow Lord. Not a Darth anymore. I can't give it up. I can't give up the Darth for the Maul. So, but yeah, I am excited to talk to you about this. It's going to be a fun night. And Keith, sir, how are you doing tonight?
I am tremendous. Like Doug said, tons of great shows this week. We had 2 episodes of The Boys, Invincible, Daredevil Born Again, Maul, Shadow Lord. It was like nerd heaven. These couple days. And a rocket landing.
Yes.
Yes. Without incident.
The Boys premiered.
Which I haven't gotten to watch yet, so spoilers.
And the new spinoff of The Handmaid's Tale, Testaments, came out too.
Testament, yeah, I heard about that one too.
Yeah, there's so much TV out right now. It's crazy.
So much good.
We were sitting here like a month ago. We're like, oh man, there's nothing out there, and now we're bombarded.
Yeah. That's how it always works.
So what would you gentlemen like to talk first? Daredevil Born Again, episode 4, The Gloves Are Off, or Maul Shadow Lord?
I think we should start with Daredevil.
Okay.
Agreed.
Oh,
That's kind of been, our returning show. Diving back in, and oh my gosh. I really do wish that Disney Marvel had not spoiled that opening for us. Like, I wish that we hadn't seen that as a preview, because
100%.
oh my gosh, what a fantastic opener!
If we could have gone in cold,
right? I wish I would have been surprised seeing that. It was still fantastic to watch. I mean, literally every move, the choreography, the special, it was so darn good and kind of funny too.
My favorite,
my dark mind.
My favorite part of that whole thing is when he's like, and he's got a gun.
Right.
And then he just cracks that little smile like, that's the icing on the cake right there. That's going to go there quick.
Oh, no. Frank Castle just walked in. The Punisher? Yeah. Oh, and he's got a gun.
Are you sure it's him?
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. It's him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got a gun.
Oh, man. And I like how he's convinced himself that he's a hero. He thinks he's
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Granted, to be fair and balanced,
hmm
um,
That's all you get here on Not Your Status Quo.
I
So,
mean, I'm not opposed to eliminating some of the vigilante task force. I may not agree with his methods, but
yeah.
I mean, how far off is he from Frank?
Yeah. Yeah. Kept thinking of
Well,
the entire episode. I'm like, wow, he is really slipping into Frank's wheelhouse here.
but I think Frank will go to extreme lengths to protect the innocent. Bullseye
Mhm.
will kill anyone in his path. There are subtle differences between the two, but they're willing to go peacemaker and not
Yeah.
allow these people to come back. But Doug, you're right. The choreography of that fight scene, everything that happened, including him throwing a lobster at the one guy.
Yeah.
Right.
was
Somehow I
Like,
knew a lobster
wow.
was gonna be when he walked in and he
Oh,
he focused
you knew
in
it.
on it. I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, there's our Chekhov's gun for the episode.
Yeah. They spent like 2 extra seconds on the lobsters. So I'm like, that's coming back for sure.
I didn't think it would be that quick, but yes, it.
Yeah. And the milkshake was delicious.
I've never seen anybody drink a milkshake that fast.
Well, that was it. You didn't know this, but he had brain freeze while he was murdering all those guys.
Oh,
Ah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Impressive.
That is impressive.
That was
Yeah.
one of the little details you may have missed that we'll let you know here at Not Just Status Quo.
little Stanley pops up in the corner.
Yeah.
Excelsior, true believers.
Oh my God, they need to have. Did you ever see that pop-up show like on VH1 where they
Yeah,
show videos
yeah.
and will pop up?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Marvel needs that with.
Yes,
Hello,
I
true
do.
believers.
Did you know that Bullseye had a brain freeze this
Brain
entire
freeze?
time?
That helps him hone in even more.
Check back to issue 28 to see how he recovered. I used to love
Yeah,
when
afterwards
they
you see
did
him like,
comics.
oh, in the alleyway. Just
Gosh,
like,
why did I drink it so fast?
Now, do you guys know the best way to get rid of a brain freeze?
mm.
Put your tongue on
No.
the roof of your mouth.
Oh,
Really?
actually, I did. Yeah. JJ was telling me that.
I didn't know that.
Tongue on the
Interesting.
roof of your mouth.
Yep. Fun facts here
Next
at Not
time.
Your Status Quo.
Right? You get it all here. At Not Your
I'd
Status
like
Quo,
to
guys.
say, I'd like to say that I'm going to remember that so I can use it next time, but I
I'll
can't
forget.
remember that. I've got to make room in my my mental file cabinets for
Right.
remembering that Bullseye threw a lobster and killed a man.
But that leads us into Mr. Charles confronting Fisk on the docks.
Back.
Mhm.
Pretty
is
upset
back.
about the delays in weapons and all the stuff
Mm-hmm.
being moved from Red Hook. He's not very happy.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of brings some heavies out to think he can deal with
does.
Mr. Fisk, and well, Buck takes care of them pretty quickly.
Decisively takes care of them.
I like
Yes.
how he feigned like oh, I better watch out, and he's acting
Mhm.
like I'm scared of these guys, and then with pinpoint accuracy after
Yeah. Yeah.
Fisk says his piece, because the sort of the way that Mr. Charles was like phrasing things, it really made it sound like he had one-upped Fisk. That
Oh, yeah.
he could easily to the snap of a finger replace him with somebody more agreeable. But once again, Fisk proves he is the kingpin of crime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think Mr. Charles will make that mistake again. If he's smart, he will
Yeah.
know better.
Now, I've got a question for the two of you. Now, personally, I don't think this is likely, just seeing it like the grounded nature of this show, but do you think Mr. Charles, being sent by Allegra Valentina DeFontaine, whatever the hell else the rest of her name is,
DeSoto, Cyril.
you're right. Do you think she's going to loan out one of the new Avengers?
I think it's possible. If they need it, I think there's a very good chance that, we know from the Mayor Fisk run of Devil's Reign, he did employ villains to be his thunderbolts deputized within the city. So we may see
The reason
something
why
along
I
those
say
lines.
that is because we did see. I know that Hawkeye was a much different show, but we did see
Yeah.
Elena show up there. So I'm just wondering
Mhm.
if maybe she might make an appearance in this show, or one of the other new Avengers, just as a little bit of extra muscle.
Yeah, it would be cool to see, and a great surprise. Will they have been able to cover it up this entire time? I mean, we already know that, Luke Cage and Iron Fist are coming back next season because we saw all the leaked footage. So would they be able to keep that under wraps? It'd be great if they did. So
They sometimes can, because they gave us that little tidbit of Jessica Jones when they were filming season 2, and everyone got hyped for that. So they can always sneak stuff in, I think.
yeah,
Give us little tidbits to, keep us sated, and then sneak other things in. But it may even be just a post-credit scene where we see, like, Fisk is out at his mayor, and whoever's taking over, like, hey, I need some help. And you see, like, U.S. agent showing up, said, yeah, I'll keep these guys in line, and
I'll help you out.
I mean, okay, yeah, that would be a pretty cool, end credit scene. But I think what would be better is if we just got another segment of, Captain America the musical.
Yeah,
I mean,
we got a whole nother section of it.
I can do this all day.
Yeah.
I still remember when I was watching Hawkeye with my wife, and I was like, I can't remember what we're watching the finale, and I'm like, I can't remember what the post-credits scene is. And then it comes on, and I'm like, oh, I blocked it out. That's why. Oh, my God.
I seared that from my memory.
Right.
You remember when post-credit scenes used to be sort of relevant? What was actually coming up next in the plot?
Oh, don't do this to Keith. He already had a trauma dump a couple of weeks ago.
I ranted about all the ones that haven't been, including Brent Goldstein's Hercules.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And we'll probably never get him back.
Yep, unfortunately.
Yep, they're out to get me.
Well, they're coming for you.
They're coming for me.
Your hideout your safe out wasn't good enough, Chris.
No, that's the real thing, guys. I've been on the run. I'm on the lam here.
But we do get Vanessa leaving Fisk to go meet with the governor because his fight is that night, and he wants her away. And in a very interesting conversation, she says, as long as you're with him, I think I can work with Wilson.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you have the potential to rein it in with this guy.
Maybe foreshadowing 2 events later.
Yes, right. I did not catch it at first until the very end of the episode, but I'm hearing that and I'm like, oh, okay. So this is yet another win for Fisk. I'm thinking this at the time, because she seemed concerned with him, but for some reason she seems to think that Vanessa can rein him in, and I haven't really seen her do much of that in the original Netflix Daredevil show or in this. It was very common for her to do that in the comics. But also in the comics, she wasn't involved in any of his crime either. Yeah.
I mean, she literally took over the crime organization after Fisk got shot. And, she's killed lots of people, yet
she was
not really the best
one
to rein things in. Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, granted, I'm assuming the governor doesn't know all of that, but still.
Sure.
Odd. Odd that
it is odd.
I trust you.
Yeah.
By the way, we got
Vanessa's just really good at getting some trust.
No, she does. She does a really good job. Kevin Davis says, do you think Yahya Abdul-Mateen will get an Emmy nomination for Wonder Man? I don't know.
He should.
So he did a great job, but God, there's so many tremendous performances with all of the different shows. I think it's very difficult to get it. He deserves one, but I'm not sure. And he says, Chris Evans will always be Captain America in everybody's eyes. Feel bad for Anthony Mackie. Marvel Studios should have left him as Falcon. No, I mean,
I don't know.
I know a lot of people.
I think he's doing a good job as the new Captain America.
Yeah. I think a lot of people.
I just want more material for him.
Yes.
I think a lot of people wanted to see Bucky as Captain America because that was how it went in the comics. It was Steve Rogers, Bucky, then Anthony Mackie, and I thought everyone thought that. So, but I mean, Bucky was just another guy with a shield on the ground. I was looking forward to seeing a flying Captain America. So,
same.
Yeah.
And then a new AVTF agent is investigating the diner.
Sure. We'll go with that.
A brand new
agent.
This guy is a jerk, too. Man.
He was not
ordering
nice.
things around. No.
But
the
crime
worst of
scene
them.
isn't done yet.
Get out. Oh, man.
Did anybody think? I thought it was like the helmet that Matt wore for that looked a little funny. It didn't look like it fit him quite right, too.
And then the added sunglasses. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
And wasn't he wearing something on his face too?
No, I think he just had the sunglasses and the helmet.
Oh, okay.
Because you can see
it was too
rest
much.
of
He had too much going on. He didn't look
Yeah.
like the rest of the Vigilante Task Force guys.
He didn't. I was like, this looks off, you know.
Yeah, he stood out.
But
And
he's blind,
also,
so he doesn't know.
I don't think any of them actually do any real investigation. I think they're really just
No.
a brute squad.
Yeah, I know. That also should have tipped him off.
Yeah.
There's no one in here to beat up.
Mhm.
I'll go then. But he does end up finding the church where Bullseye was in the last episode, the coin from it. So he goes there. He talks to the pastor or deacon. I'm not sure. He said he wasn't a priest, so
No,
I'm not all that up on churchy things, but deacon maybe or pastor. And he tells him
a lay
that
deacon.
he said he could see it from his window. And Matt figures out that he's an apartment by Clinton Church. And
Such a
goes
cool
in.
scene too. Just like all the shots as he's searching and panning through that area to find him. I was like, oh yeah, that's so cool.
Oh, and that poor cat lady. Oh, she thought that Bullseye was such a nice young man. And what
Right?
did she call him like
She thought Tony. His name
my
was
Tony.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he is a good guy, guys. He's one of the
Right,
good guys.
right.
He told us.
He is.
I'm a good guy. He told the guy with the dog.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
right.
worry, I'm not
He's
going
one
to
of
kill
the good
you.
guys.
I'm one of the
Yeah.
good guys.
But it's really unsanitary to bring your dog in.
Can I borrow your lobster?
Yeah.
I might need this later.
Yeah. You know what's unsanitary? Killing people in a restaurant with blood everywhere.
Like,
If we're going to talk about unsanitary here.
I get he's crazy, but
Yeah. Ooh.
And of course, Matt figures out that Bullseye is going to kill Fisk to make up for killing Foggy. He tries to stop him, telling him, don't make a martyr out of Fisk. And
Yeah.
they're fighting back and forth and both getting in some good shots, but Bullseye ends up getting away by using the cat lady to kind of escape.
The cat lady.
fitting.
And then, of course, Karen Page convinces McDuffie to record a testimony of the first mate from Northern Star and the new White Tiger. But we'll call her Angela because she hasn't. I like that they haven't transformed her completely into the White Tiger yet. They're building it up.
Yeah.
But she decides
She's exploratory. She's she's
White Tiger Beta.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, she's
beta
a
version.
hero curious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Jason says, "I don't
Hero
care if it's Chris.
adjacent.
I don't care if it's Chris Evans, but Steve Rogers needs to be Cap. Any actor can play the role. You can't get caught up on Chris Evans in the role." I think after Secret Wars, if they kind of do a soft reboot and bring Cap back and all that good stuff, we may see him be Steve Rogers again. And, I won't say Anthony Mackie per se, but Sam Wilson will be the Falcon. I have nothing against Steve Rogers. To me, is one of my favorite heroes because he is that always do the right thing good guy. And
And also, he was in the superior armed forces of the U.S. Army. So
superior to what? The Coast Guard?
No! Bazinga!
oh, you're gonna mean.
Let's ask your dad and sister.
Oh, come on, really? You're gonna bring them into the
Because I know how they'll
opinion.
answer.
Not cool.
And
But no, I kind of agree with you, Jason, to a point as far as we could get other actors. That I'm not opposed to because, well,
Not at
first
all.
off, we've seen it in Marvel already. We had
Yeah.
Harrison Ford reprise, come back and play the role of, well,
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a new concept. And in fact, I'm not opposed to studios doing it more. I've been saying that about Star Wars.
No.
Maybe let Mark Hamill rest.
Yeah.
I mean, he is great as Luke Skywalker. He was great as Luke Skywalker. But if we want more stories of him, in a younger role as a, fresh out of the Empire falling and everything, we kind of need a younger actor to play him. And there are a lot of people that could pull it off. And I think Marvel can do the same thing. I think if they want to have a character come back, tell more stories, it is okay to recast the role.
Right.
People will be accepting of it. They're not going to start rioting because there's a new actor. It's the character.
Yep.
Now, if they're a terrible actor, like let's say, like you got
they're in a terrible movie with terrible writing too.
Like you got the best Joker of all time in like Heath Ledger, and
Saving
then you
Eternals.
get someone like Jared Leto playing the Joker. It's going to be annoying.
And then you get Morbius, and you get someone like Jared Leto, and then you get Tron, and you get someone like Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Then you get He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and you get Skeletor.
Who's starring in that one again? Oh, Jared Leto.
But yeah, we're not opposed to different actors playing them, and I'm not opposed to Steve Rogers being Captain America in the MCU. Comics have 12 issues a year, got a lot more material they have to go through, and a lot more can happen. So I'm fine with that. Definitely not against it. But I think Anthony Mackie is great as Sam Wilson, both as Falcon and Captain America.
And Jason Deerham 8243 says even RDJ is replaceable. I said before that Kieran Culkin would be a good Iron Man. Agreed.
Kieran Culkin.
I don't know about Kieran Culkin. He is an excellent actor. I don't know if I'm trying to imagine him playing Tony Stark, but but yes, you are correct that yes, even Robert Downey Jr. is replaceable. In fact, I have gone on record multiple times saying that I don't think they should have brought him back as Doom. I mean, I'll wait and see how it plays out in Doomsday, but I just think it was kind of a dumb move in my opinion.
I wasn't excited for it at all. Seemed like a cash grab.
That's how it does feel to me.
As we've said many times, nostalgia. We don't need nostalgia. We just need good writing, good acting, good stories.
It's like they were less concerned about portraying the character of Doom correctly and more about, everybody knows who Robert Downey Jr. is.
Yeah.
The movies
Think of all the money they would have saved, too.
Yeah. Right? Oh, yeah, you're right, because they... oh, my gosh, he's been paid so much, especially after Iron Man 2, I think, is when his pay really skyrocketed.
He's getting $50 million for Doomsday and Secret Wars each.
Oh, Jesus.
So he's making $100 million for 2 films.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
But back to Daredevil Born Again.
Right. Back to Daredevil. Sorry.
What were we talking about?
For a minute.
Yeah. They recorded...
You got that graphic up?
Yeah.
Tangent time.
They recorded all of the information from the first mate. Angela takes the memory card and gives it to BB while she's
nothing's gonna screw this up.
Yeah.
He was looking. I think he saw it happen.
He did. He was already suspicious of her being the leak, and I think that is what's going to push him over the edge and turn her in probably somehow. Once that tape gets out, he's going to be very suspicious of her, and we may see that infamous trunk scene from the trailer.
Oh, not BB. Please, not BB.
I know. We talked before.
I mean, I am really worried for her safety, too, because they kept showing his eyes, and they kept showing, like, the action.
Yep.
The SD card getting slipped from about. He saw everything going on. He might be dumb, but he's not that dumb.
No, and he warned her last episode, and we already saw that she produced a whole another report. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, what is it? City Without Fear episode. So she's continuing to do it. He knows it. So yeah.
And I do think
not to get dark here, but he did mention a couple of times while they were waiting in line, or at least he mentioned at least once. He implied that they were on a date, and she goes, "No, this isn't a date." Do you think he's going to potentially try and hold that over her head as leverage? Like, I tell you what, if you date me, I won't spill the beans about this SD card.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
Because he is so loyal to Fisk, and I don't think he will take her saying this isn't a date as kind of a rejection, and be like, "Yep, she rejected me." So, but I do think we talked about this back at episode 2, I believe, when Karen Page tells BB, "Your dad saved my life." We may see Karen save BB to repay that, And it may be
I hope
Karen
so.
in the trunk and not BB. But either one, I don't want to see that happen to.
No,
Yeah.
neither do I.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that for Daniel, BB is going to be the crucible for him, like the final thing. That to mention a terrible Star Wars film, Kylo Ren's crucible with, Stolo and killing him.
Yep.
But same type of thing there is like, she's going to be his test. It's like, how loyal are you really to me, Daniel?
When I was a boy.
Yeah.
If they didn't.
When I was a boy.
God, now that you said that, oh my gosh, Fisk and Daniel, that is some serious Palpatine Anakin vibes there. Just like the manipulation. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, I hadn't even caught that.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Good job doing it in your elbow.
The vampire.
Well done,
yeah.
good sir.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. The
I want to suck your blood. Oh.
and they're having the charity boxing match at Fogwell's gym
Yeah.
where battling Jake Murdock fought as where he was killed too.
Yeah.
We got
You
the
know
Colonel
that was
scene.
on purpose.
Oh yeah. Well, he was definitely
Oh,
baiting. He wanted
Totally.
He was a trap to bring Bullseye there, even when they're setting up. Leave the front entrance open.
Yeah.
They want to know where he comes in. Fisk thought he underestimated Bullseye a lot like Mr. Charles underestimated Fisk earlier in the thing. And, he ends up winning his boxing match easy, which I thought was really nice. This, pro boxer just got
guy.
humiliated by him. And the only time he hit Fisk was when Vanessa walked in and distracted him.
No, Fisk killed him, right?
Yeah, he's pretty dead. I'm
He
sure.
looked. That's what I thought. I was just like,
Yeah.
and oh boy, did that feel like a very short match. I think if
Yeah,
that
yeah.
had been like an actual real life boxing match, and I had gone to see that, I'd be like, oh, that was kind of disappointing. It's way too one sided for one thing, too short. But granted, for a TV show, I understand, but still.
So while you're running out of the gym because there's an armed terrorist killing everybody
Yeah.
inside,
I'm
you'd
going to be
like,
writing
that was
a
kinda
negative
short.
review. Two stars.
Too short. Yeah.
But yes,
What was funny though is like the dichotomy there too, with Fisk just pummeling this guy to death in the ring. Everybody is excited and jovial about that and standing up, clapping their hands. But as soon as Bullseye gets in there and starts killing off some of these guys, it's just like, it's a different situation for everybody. It's like, okay, you just saw somebody basically get murdered in the ring. And now you're seeing people getting murdered outside the ring.
But now
so
it's different.
but it's completely different.
If
like, okay.
somebody dies during a boxing match, that's totally okay. You know what? We came here for that.
Because it's all part of the plan, you see? You blow up a bunch of shoulders and nobody cares. You threaten one measly mayor. And everybody goes crazy.
That was
really
too good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was spot on, man.
But,
I may have seen that movie a few times. So.
a couple, yeah. But, Dex arrives, he's killing everybody. Vanessa, who had arrived, ends up shooting him.
Yeah.
And then he ends up picking up Daniel's little Fisk, New York glass thing and throwing it at Vanessa because she's the one he really wants to take out because she hired him to kill Foggy. And Fisk smacks it with his championship belt and he's about to shoot. And it's funny. They released that scene before the show went out. And you can see the glass in Vanessa behind it. So they gave that spoiler away. I didn't see any. I didn't catch it.
I'm glad I didn't catch it.
I didn't know that they did that. Okay.
Their advertisement department is just like
terrible.
Somebody needs to get fired. Sorry, but you do.
I'm glad that I didn't see that because
Same.
that
was spoiled everything.
Just like if I wish that I hadn't seen the opening scene prior to watching the episode. It would have made it more. It was still a great scene. But the fact that I had already watched it, it was less impactful. And if I had seen Vanessa, die in a preview in a trailer prior to the episode airing, that would have ruined the whole moment.
Well, you don't actually see her dying. You just see him pointing the gun, and she's behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look closely, you can see the glass in her temple. So it's not. It's subtle. I don't think that's why nobody caught it, because everyone was looking at Fisk. They had you centered in on Fisk with the gun pointing. And but of course, Daredevil pops in. He is stopping Dex
a little late
and
this time.
Kingpin from killing everybody, and they end up escaping. And
do you think if Daredevil had made it in time and actually saved Vanessa's life, do you think that would have gotten Kingpin off of his back? Do you think maybe that would have made him ease up and be like, oh, okay, well, maybe he's one of the good ones?
No, because he would have still been.
Yeah.
He's a rotten vigilante. He wants to stop me from doing my things.
So, my question is, why was Daredevil so late? I thought for sure he was gonna do something with Christoffy. He was watching over him and making sure that he was alive, because we haven't talked about that yet. Has happened while
that's right.
Fisk
I
is
skipped right over that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because he does send Buck away before the fight and says, "You have to go. You know what you have to do. We'll be okay here." And he ends up. Christoph is being moved to a safe house. And Buck shows up and takes out the two marshals and him.
Yep. So Christoffy's gone now, so they don't have that witness. But I thought for sure they were going to have like Daredevil in that scene, barely like missing Christoph dying, basically. And that's why he was late. So I can't explain why Daredevil showed up so late to this event, and let Bullseye basically go crazy and then happen what we get to see.
And Jason Deerham says, the guy that plays Bullseye, Wilson Bethel, was one of the runners-up to play Steve Rogers.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Man, he does a heck of a good job with Bullseye, though.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine anyone else in that role. He does such a good job with it. So
But he plays that character so well. It's
he plays a psychotic character so well. It almost makes you think that he's psychotic.
But then you see him in an interview, like you see him in an interview, and he's so cool, calm, and collected. He talks about his character and why he does things. And it's like, man, I thought for sure he was completely nuts too, because he's a great actor, because he convinces me
plays it so
I don't
well.
want to run into him in a dark alley.
No. Right?
I could see him as like a parody of Steve Rogers, where like he doesn't have super strength and he gets knocked around so hard his like eyeballs pop out and do this all day. Oh God, please don't. Just give up, man.
I know. It's not worth it, buddy. Let's get you to the hospital.
Please just lay down.
Crazy.
No. I'm good.
But then,
hit
of
him!
course,
I don't want to anymore.
the episode ends with seeing Vanessa with a shard of glass in her temple. She's bleeding and she ends up collapsing.
Audibly saying, I'm yelling at my TV. I'm like, that's so much blood.
Yeah.
Like, oh God. And my mind instantly flashed back to the scene you were talking about, Keith, with the governor saying, I'm on team, however she phrased it, basically saying I'm on, you and Wilson.
And Fisk, yeah.
And Fisk, yeah.
I can
on
work
Team
with Fisk
Fisk
as
and
long
Vanessa
as
and
you're
Mrs.
there.
Fisk.
Yes, Mrs. Fisk. I was trying to remember exactly how she phrased it, but that scene immediately flashed back in my head. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys catch too? Like, and I didn't bring this up in my video. If you guys have seen my video, it's up now on Father Fana. But the whole white outfit that Vanessa's wearing and the blood coming down the side is exactly like the painting, Rabbit in a Snowstorm, which has the blood on the side of it too. It's in the same exact position. It's like, whoa, she's like.
Oh, I
she
didn't
became
catch
the
that it
painting.
was in the same
I
position.
didn't catch that either.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's over to the same side. Like the blood splatter on the painting is in the same side as it is when you see Vanessa on the floor. It's like, that's got to be intentional.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And that, I think you're right there. Because the thing that I've noticed about the creative team behind this show is they are very intentional on the colors that they use, the sounds that they use. There are so many things that they're doing with the effects of the show that it's meant to call back to something else or to sort
Yep.
of imply a certain emotion and everything. And I really like the way
Mhm.
that they're doing this.
Yeah.
And you got to think that next episode, and as Chris put in his video review,
Yeah.
gloves off.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
we're going to see a very unhinged Wilson Fisk.
Yeah, we're
Next
gonna see a whole new Fisk. It's gonna be insane. Like, you know, he smashed a guy's head in a car door
Yeah.
because like he was almost going to mess with Vanessa. What's gonna happen if Vanessa's gone? Dude is gonna lose it. It's gonna be chaos.
Yep.
If what the governor said is true, and she
Yeah.
really was in, whether it was behind the scenes or something, and she really was reining him in,
Mhm.
then, you know, there's nothing there anymore. He only has loyalists who are willing to just yes men who will do whatever he says and whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to stop him. He's going to ramp up the vigilante task force.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to, you know, really take advantage of these martial law that he's got in place and everything.
Yeah.
And so the governor is probably not going to be too much on his side. He's probably going to mark Bullseye as public enemy number 1.
Yep.
Do you see Mr. Charles, who was put in his place in this episode a little bit, reaching out to Bullseye, reaching out to the governor, and actually trying to get a little
Bullseye, maybe. The governor, no.
Yeah.
I think he
It didn't seem like he was willing to work with the governor's team. I think he's him and Valentina are more apt to work with someone more criminal minded, so they can get away with their, you know, underhanded weapons dealings.
Well, I'm just talking. Start threatening. Have her kind of threaten Fisk with taking away the Freeport aspect of Red Hook.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe, but how would that benefit Mr. Charles?
As long as they didn't take it off, he could just say, "Hey, I have to. You got to reel this in with her because she's willing to do this, and we can't have that." And get his focus elsewhere.
Okay,
With the governor. But yeah, definitely.
I think at this point, like the governor was already on the fence about whether or not to revoke Red Hook, and she was only going to, and she was only willing to let it slide because of Vanessa. Now that Vanessa's gone, though, like she will not trust Fisk. She will try as much as she can to shut it down, which bodes bad for her character because I'm sure they're going to come after her one way or another.
What if it's the governor in the trunk?
Oh,
That's what I would. You remember, I was saying that the last time we talked, guys, and like I was afraid as soon as I saw the governor and that she had that power, I was like, oh man, I bet you she's probably the one in that trunk. And I hate to say it, but I out of Karen, BB, and the governor,
the governor does feel like a most likely suspect.
And she's like more of a throwaway character, and I'm not as
true.
connected to her compared to BB and Karen. So
Yeah, but
so
she was
sorry,
in 2
Governor.
whole episodes.
She was.
Sorry, Gov.
I know they're kind of. I know. Sorry, Governor.
Now, the other thing that I think is going to definitely happen is this is a perfect opportunity for Fisk to turn his wife's death into, you know, like a public martyr.
Oh,
basically, if anything, this is going
These
to
mass
prove his point
vigilantes
because
killed my
he
wife.
he considers any sort of mass villain or hero, regardless, they're all vigilantes.
Yeah.
Hence why you've got what's her name calling Muse a vigilante.
Heather Glenn.
Yeah, Heather Glenn, which is not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right.
so it'll give
He's
some more
gonna
power.
use that to sway public
Oh,
opinion.
yeah.
To get more power, more
Because-
martial law like stuff.
He
in
was
the city.
already able to use the the bullseye aiming for him in the last season as his means of ramping up sending out the task force and declaring martial law and declaring the curfew and everything. This is only going to make him more emboldened.
Oh, and this gives him public sympathy too. So a lot of the city will be behind him because of this.
A giant public funeral. It's going to be on, all TV and everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And this might actually make things difficult for the governor too.
Yeah, this is going to make Fisk way more dangerous in more ways than one. Politically, just physically, it's going to be emotionally. It's like, we're going to see a dangerous, powerful Fisk.
We may be seeing a few more untelevised boxing matches.
Yes. And
I would not doubt it.
we will also probably see a more unpredictable Bullseye too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's
He completed his mission. Yeah, he thought that this would wipe away what happened with Foggy, and that's like so since he has cleared the board basically in his mind, which if you guys know him from the comics, this guy is unhinged and will kill people just for fun on a whim. You know, are we headed towards that version of Bullseye? I hope we are.
I did put in my notes, we are beginning to see the full Bullseye persona in this show from the comics, because he's going to be public enemy number one right now. Everyone's going to be after him, and he is going to just murder everybody in his path to stay safe, and it'll become something more than just staying alive, and he'll just enjoy it, and it's going to get
Well, I'm glad that you guys know a little bit more about his background in the comics. Unfortunately, the only Bullseye that I'm familiar with is Colin Farrell in the 2003 movie, and that is my entire knowledge of. I'm just teasing.
Okay, and that's our stream tonight. Should we find somebody
plays with his forehead?
I'm watching the look of horror on Keith's face. Like, I think we need to rethink Doug being on the stream.
It almost was like an erogenous stone for Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
On his face, like, woo!
Right.
Like, what is this? What are we watching here?
So bad.
It was so weird. Yeah.
You know, and now we also got to think about Matt and Karen have to find another avenue, because their guy who...
They got the tape. The guy is dead, though. Yeah, so it kind of sets them back at square one. Yet again, they take down the Northern Star, and Fisk is able to cover that up. They finally get a witness. They kill him. It's just like, God, every step of the way. Roadblock.
You know what I'm thinking they're going to do?
What's that?
The AVTF agent who said he was on their side, who gave him the card from episode 2. They might go back to him and start using him to gather more information, maybe exposing the Red Hook prison a little bit, getting whatever they can, because we know the weapons are still at Red Hook. So if they could expose that,
they're still there.
Show.
That's what Mr. Charles was so upset about.
Yep.
Because they were still there. He hasn't made a move to transport them yet, because he knows that Daredevil's out there, and he's going to thwart that plan too, so he can't use another ship. So,
So it'll be interesting to see how that all gets handled, and especially if that's the thing that they get Kingpin on, because he hadn't moved the weapons out. Mr. Charles and Val. And Val may have to come in and do what she did at the end of Thunderbolts. Welcome, my new Avengers.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome, my new defenders.
Can't believe.
What if
that this
Val and she's with the CIA, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. What if the CIA has to collect the weapons as evidence? If they're pushed into enough of a corner, they'll pull another.
Except the CIA is not supposed to work on American soil, but it's a free port.
But it's a free port, exactly.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? This is a random out of the box kind of thing. But we haven't seen Sharon Carter in a long time, and she's an arms dealer now. I wonder if they're gonna connect her in some way.
Why do you keep bringing up post-credit scenes?
Keith.
Are you trying to...
I know. I'm trying to bring them together.
What happened with Sharon Carter, Keith? What's she up to?
She was a Skrull, and she...
Wait, I didn't finish that season. Was she really a Skrull?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, good Lord.
But it would be nice.
I think she could show up.
It would be nice if they brought Sharon Carter in some way to... Because she was back at the CIA too, and doing her power broker sort of arms things. So she could be working
on
closely
the side
with Val and Mr. Charles, and come in and get the weapons and say, "Hey, this is a free port. This ain't the United States. Let's gather them up and get them moved to where we need to be." And then, like, Fisk, you failed us. And they pull back support, and maybe that's where, maybe he gets caught and sent to jail. Because the more I watch this, the less I think he is going to move up in position. I see him at the end of this season or early in season 3 being in jail.
Yeah. Yeah, the more we get closer to the end of this, I really do think that both... I like my King Daredevil theory, but at the same time, I think that both Matt and Wilson are going to jail, and they're going to play that out next season.
Yep.
The only thing that would make me... The only ending for him that would make me mad is if they decide to kill him off, because they have so many more stories that they can tell with him.
Yeah, way more. And Vincent D'Onofrio is just a legend at playing
so
this
good
character.
in that role.
If they kill off Kingpin, we will march at dawn.
We will.
You know what?
March
I will
dawn.
get up early for that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And for those of you in the comments that are wondering what that's all about, anytime we see that magic word, absolutely, we all take a drink.
Jason has an interesting theory. I think Kingpin publicly praising Matt Murdock as a hero is going to backfire. The public will find out that he is Daredevil, and then they'll realize Daredevil is actually the good guy.
Good theory.
Yeah,
that is a good theory. I like that.
I like it.
And I also think that by the end of this season, and once again, we know a lot of people have already seen the entirety of season 2 with screeners. We have not.
Yep.
But I think we might see the...
But if the studios would like to get us some screeners,
right?
We wouldn't...
I would not say no.
No. You get quality content from us, so just putting that out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Red Hook prison might be like a final battle at the end of the season.
I could see that.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah.
You know, I was surprised to hear that not everybody got out.
Yeah.
When they were like, talking about and discussing the doing their after action plan, I really thought that Daredevil and Karen and Swordsman had released everybody. Yeah.
It looked like it, yeah. In the previous episode, yeah.
Well, maybe there were other rooms that, they weren't able to get to or something.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe there's like several of these rooms out there, and they have multiple prisoner outfits.
The only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Because
that makes sense.
It would be nice to see Daredevil, White Tiger, Swordsman, Jessica Jones.
Become the new Defenders?
Well, maybe. If Val wants to call them the new Defenders.
I'm sorry. You do want Iron Fist back. Okay.
Oh, you bitch. But yeah, I mean, just another quality episode. They keep getting better this season.
Yeah.
I'm in shock at how much better, how much tighter this season has been from last season, and it's been a joy. So should we take this opportunity to rate it?
I think we should. Well, I suppose I could go first. Now, I was watching this episode, and like I said, I already knew how it was going to open, but it was still, even though I knew it was still fantastic from start to finish. Excellent choreography, excellent effects, just the looks, the music that's playing and everything. I mean, it was perfection from start to finish, and then the episode just keeps getting better. That was like just the best opening for what was an excellent episode all the way through, and at the very end, my mouth dropped because I did not know that was coming. I did not expect that, and oh my gosh, just the amount of theories that we've gotten based on this episode alone, and the amount of repercussions it's going to be for the characters in the show. I mean, this is for me an easy 8 out of 10 episode. I mean, it was just fantastic. I cannot wait for more. I am so excited. I was on the edge of my seat for this episode, like all the way through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did not stop from start to finish, and I love that we got a point of view of Bullseye that made you actually question whether or not this was the right path for fighting against Kingpin. For God's sake, my wife was like, I don't know, I'm really on Poindexter's side here.
I said that to Keith. I'm like, I don't know.
And so it was amazing to have that perspective and to see how Matt is fighting against that, and how he is fighting the war versus Poindexter. And getting that dichotomy with Kingpin and Vanessa, that totally shocked me too. And it's rare for that to happen, for a show to get me. I was like, I did not think they were going to kill off Vanessa in this episode. I thought it might happen at some point, but not this soon. And so it's like, oh boy, this ramps up the rest of the season, gets me so excited for the rest of the season. I'm thrilled with it. I love this episode, and I'm going to give it my highest rating of the season so far, a 9 out of 10 from me. What about you, Keith?
Yeah, I mean, the opening scene was perfect. I expected to have a Huey cameo because they were playing Billy Joel. That was the only thing that lessened that scene. But seeing Bullseye going to town with all of that, and then we saw so many times when someone thought they were in control. First, Mr. Charles with Fisk and Buck. And then the Kingpin with Bullseye, where he's like, leave the front doors open. And it ended badly for them. And then we also see, Matt and Karen saying, oh, we got the video testimony. We're going to get that out, and we just got to get this guy to a safe house. And they underestimated Fisk and his knowledge, and he ended up, getting him killed by Buck. It's like everywhere they're going, it's like dead ends, and everybody is, their best laid plans are falling short. And I was just watching this episode, like with my, the whole time.
Yeah.
And then,
Same.
When Vanessa was bleeding out, and I, like Doug, thought back to, oh my God, the governor said, oh, I can work with Wilson as long as you're there. I was like, oh. And, I mean, just...
It's about to go down.
Yeah, it's about to be crazy. And every episode this season has gotten better and better and better and built off things they've already established. And they're not rushing anything. We're not seeing Angela in the White Tiger outfit, running around fighting bad guys. She's wearing the amulet and she's helping out. But she hasn't gotten to that level. So they are just doing a perfect job. Writing, action scenes, music, character development, building, everything. I'm going to give this a 9.2. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I've watched it twice now, and I was just blown away even the second time. I've seen the diner scene like 4 times now because they released that scene I love. And I watched it like twice, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't get enough of it. And it's just one of those episodes that was just, there was no phone watching. There was no doing anything about it except being glued to the screen.
Glued to the, with the mouth on the floor. But you know what? There is one thing that I did want to bring up, and I kind of forgot about it until now, until you were mentioning, future White Tiger, I guess. Did you notice that Matt started to kind of give her a sort of like a mini diet great responsibility speech?
Yes.
He's like, you wear this, that's a lot of responsibility. Anyway, I got to go pretend to be black real quick. Bye.
Yeah. But I love that setup because it's showing that Matt Murdock is becoming a mentor to these other heroes in New York City, and it's what he was talking about with Swordsman. He's like, hey, I can't do this, I can't help you out, but you are becoming more than just a hero. You're a symbol of hope now for this city. And so that's part of him taking on that role is being a mentor to Angela, which I don't think we're going to get to see her in full White Tiger attire by the end of the season. I think she's still going to just be Angela, but eventually at some point in time we're going to see it.
She might join.
Maybe we'll see her in full costume by season 3.
Yeah.
It'll be like an off-screen. We'll see like a newspaper, like a White Tiger strikes again. We probably will. You're right.
All right. Well, and everybody out in the chat, if you'd like to let us know the Doug scale, 1 to 10, what you thought of episode 4 of season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, Gloves Off. Please let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the episode, but it's time to talk Maul.
It's time.
Oh, I have been waiting. I am so glad that this premiered. I've been waiting so long for this. Kenobi!
By the way,
which he didn't say once.
No.
Yeah. Did you notice how everything he said was almost very calm?
Yes.
But like an underlying strength. Sam Witwer. My God.
Beautifully
he
done.
is probably one of the top 5 best voice actors out there. Like he displayed
100%.
so much without even raising his voice. I was like, oh my God. One of my favorite things about this episode was his voice acting. But
yeah.
Yeah.
And And did you know, like, one of the back behind the scenes things that they did, Sam Witwer basically eats Granny Smith apples in
I
between
was watching
takes,
that. Yes.
right? I was like, oh, I would have never guessed to get into the voice of Maul. And another thing he did this season to record is he drew on like Maul paint on his face with the red eyes. Yeah, you can see some pictures of it online.
Nice.
But just to get back into the character, I guess. But it was like, this guy is committed. Sam Witwer, I am so glad that they hired him during Clone Wars to voice Maul and to bring this character to life. He deserves all the accolades for not acolytes, the accolades for the
he
show.
Deserves an accolade too.
Oh, yeah. Nobody deserves an acolyte too. We deserve better.
Maybe different.
Yeah,
come on, you don't want singing, dancing witches? Come on now, Chris.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Or the chosen one before the prequels? Yeah, screw that.
But we see a bank robbery going down on Janix.
Oh, and just the beautiful, like, the scenery. Like, they keep improving how they render these environments, and you notice it in Bad Batch, but this just takes it to the next level. Like, as soon as that opening shot came up, it's like, my God, this is beautiful. This is something amazing.
Just keeps improving and improving. Right. I mean, you go back and you look at season 1 of Clone Wars, no comparison to how good
we've been watching that, so it has taken leaps from then.
And I got to say, when these guys first, because I didn't watch Rebels when it originally premiered, when these guys talked me into finally, like, watching it, I got to admit,
good job,
when
guys.
I first started watching, I'm like, that's kind of a downgrade in animation. But then when the final season of Clone Wars came back, I'm like, ooh, this looks so good. And then Tales of the Jedi was fantastic looking. Oh, gosh, yeah, they keep improving it and improving it. And this episode just proves that they've got it, man.
Yeah.
This is clearly, whatever team is working on this style of animation, they've got it down pat, and they keep making it look better.
Yeah, they don't just stay on the ground either. Like, they're the best in the business, and they keep improving.
Yeah.
Day to
And they keep going.
Oh my gosh! One of the things that I loved about this that I did not see them do at all in Clone Wars, and I haven't seen any of the other animation yet, is the lightsabers looked more deadly than they ever have.
Yeah, very fiery, especially Maul's. It was like,
oh my gosh,
I love the look of that. Oh, another tidbit for you guys out there. They actually use Sam Witwer screaming as part of the lightsaber sound. So it's actually him screaming whenever that lightsaber's on screen. I was like, oh my God, I would have never thought that. So I saw a video about that today.
I have to watch it again to see if I can catch it.
Yeah, right?
Oh no, you have to watch it again. Darn.
Right.
But they end up, robbing a bank. That Nicodemus.
Yeah, the Zabraks and Mandalorians working together. I was like, what is going on here, guys?
And we got Rook Kast back, who a lot of people
Rook Kast
becomes the armorer from the Mandalorian.
Yep. And she was a Mauldalorian back in the day, guys, if you don't know, from the Clone Wars days and everything. So.
I knew. I called it. I was like, there's got to still be loyal Mandalorians because...
You were right.
No, you know that not all of them were going to immediately flee his side. He had created such a loyal following, especially the Mandalorian. He did. Revere, battle prowess and, the sort of... The sort of gravitas that Maul gives off. I think that's what they truly want in a Mandalorian leader. They don't want peace. They don't want politics. They want fighting and war. And this angry demon is perfect.
Yes, this crazy.
If you just put on a helmet,
loving.
How do I put this on with horns? A little uncomfortable.
The armorer's helmet used to be his.
Yeah. So
those horns are actually, they have holes.
Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that.
But, basically, we find out that he is doing all of this just because a couple crime lords from this planet betrayed him. They were part of his syndicate.
It's so simplistic and so Maul.
Yeah, but so Maul. Yeah, absolutely.
I imagine, like... At the end of the day, I imagine him being like Inigo Montoya in The Princess Bride at the very end of the movie when he says, what are you going to do now? Well, I've been in the revenge business all my life. I don't know what to do.
That's all Maul knows.
Right.
Yeah. And it was interesting to see on Janix because if you read the prequel comic, the first issue that came out, you see that Maul shows up only at the end of that comic, and he's trying to make his way to Janix. So he's got a ship and a chain code that he got from some guy that he killed, and he's on his way. So the prequel comic is basically going to explain how he got this crew of Mandalorians and Zabraks together, and how he starts off this thing. So it'll be really interesting to read the rest of those comics as they come out here.
You may have to do a back issue breakdown on all of them. So,
oh, I'd love to see Not Your Status Quo do that. I love those back issue breakdowns. They're great.
You know what? I am due for a haircut. Maybe time to go get some comics.
Oh, yeah? Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But then we do see fugitive Jedi Padawan Devon and her master, Iko Diadari, or Daki.
I love the name, yeah. Iko Diadaki.
I do feel bad for her in a sense because her master clearly is in denial about what is going on. He's still trying to be the good, noble Jedi. And you can see that she is like, we've got to adapt, we've got to change. Like
she's already on that. Yep.
We may have to steal, we may have to do whatever we have to do to survive.
Yeah. And we see her steal.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, she gets immediately caught because she's not a criminal.
Yeah.
And of course, her master talks her into going to jail. Saying, you got to do this. It'll all be okay.
Yeah.
And giving up, which, again, dumb. I mean, he must know that the Empire controls everything. And if they find out that she has any kind of connection to the Force, they'll swoop in and grab her up. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this happen. I'm like, does he not know what's going on? Like, is this guy dead? Right. What's happening here?
Yeah, and Brander Lawson actually tells her, like, later on, too, when he's trying to get her identification and everything. It's like, if you don't give me your identification, I'm going to have to put you into jail for the night. So it sounds like they were just going to let her go, like, if they got her ID and, you know, so I think that, like, the plan was she was going to spend the night in the jail, and then, you know, because the master was outside the jail just meditating, so she was just going to wait there for her until she got out. Ika Dia Dio.
Now,
I'll be right back.
I want to talk
triple D's.
Yeah. I want to talk about Lawson for a minute. I'm going to wait for Doug to get back though. But you know, we see this setup, the two Syndicate families sitting down, Vario and Demas, and he's like, "You did this. You're the only one." He's like, "I didn't do it. Maybe it's him."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No way, it's him."
Yeah.
You know, he's
right. Yeah.
But Vario seems to be a little more like, okay, something really crazy is going on. It can only be one dude who would be this crazy.
Yeah.
And
he tracked it with Maul from the get-go, so yeah, makes sense.
And then a big, fight breaks out, and Vario ends up killing Demas. And Maul captures him.
Yeah.
And he's going to do things with him that Vario may not like. Of course, he's out of his armor, too. So he's just this little guy running around. But, he pretty much tells him.
Yeah. And Maul and Rook are watching the whole thing because of that new droid, Spybot.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you think of Spybot?
Loved Spybot. That was so cool. He had
so many
pirate
quips
eye or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
that is a useful droid right there. My God.
Putting the things across the building so when they're chasing after him, they snap together and slow them down. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is definitely cool.
I saw one breakdown. They basically stole that from The Dark Knight, when they're rack 'em up, and everything. So
oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that.
Same sort of thing. The way that they propelled down the building, very similar to The Dark Knight. A lot of the cinematography in this episode was very similar to that.
Opening on a bank
robbery. They drew a lot of, a lot of inspiration.
I didn't even catch that.
And have your main villain be the one that was standoffish at the end that finishes things off. Yeah.
True. Oh, wow.
But
they were inspired.
Yeah, very inspired.
So we see a lot of these two episodes. Lawson being told by his robot buddy to
several times
call the Empire. Call the Empire. We got to alert them.
Yep.
It's Maul. Or they don't know it's Maul, but they're like,
No. It's
facial recognition
classified.
tells
The
us.
ISB classified it, so.
Yes, we need to call it. He doesn't. I have a theory on why he isn't doing that.
Because you know what happened in Andor?
Nope, I don't think that's it.
It's like
Because
if
Andor
they take over,
Andor hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a single dad. I bet his kid is force sensitive. And he knows if the Empire comes there, they may root that out, and he may lose his kid. Because
what if the wife was a part of the rebellion or the early stages of the rebellion too? That's why she is left, and you don't see her in the picture. We know she's not dead because the son talked to her.
Yep, and he wants to go with her to maybe help in the rebellion.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that, but you know, I think Chris is somewhat correct, not insofar as what exactly happened in Andor, but the fact that there's got to be all of these other planets with their own security forces that probably want to maintain some level of independence.
Yeah.
Like Orlano, was that it? What was the name of the planet in the first episode? Orlano or Corlano?
Yeah, I forget from the Andor.
But, but anyway, like you could tell they had a a fully functioning security force, and they clearly, well, some of them took their jobs seriously, and I think any sort of anything that would make the Empire come and take their jobs from them because they weren't able to carry it out. They can't be. Morlana won. That was it.
Yeah, Morlana. Yep.
Yeah. So, any chance that these other forces, because there's more than one like that out there in this large galaxy, they're going to want to resist and be like, yeah, okay, we're fine, we're cool with the Empire. Go Palpatine. Jedi suck, but we're going to do our own thing here.
Right. Yeah.
No,
they're all trying to keep a low profile.
You see it with everything. Local cops don't want the FBI coming in, and because I don't think yet they understand how fascist the Empire is just yet, because it's new. They haven't.
Well, I assume that concept doesn't exist in the Star Wars universe just yet.
Yes,
they're like, what is this sort of imperialistic government? Emperor? What is this?
Galactic.
I thought we were still a republic.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, they may not even know that the Senate isn't disbanded yet. The Senate is still going on. It's not disbanded till.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the Senate.
It only gets disbanded during A New
Episode
Hope.
4.
So, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But
the
we
last
do see
remnants of the old republic.
Lawson ends up arresting Vario for Demas's death, takes him to jail, and then we see Maul attack the prison.
Yeah.
He gets in there, he kills a lot of cops, and he gets in there and he brings out Vario and basically tells him he's probably going to kill him at first, but he's like, I could be useful to you, and he's like, yeah, you could. Take him away.
Okay.
And then he turns around and opens the door, and you just see a shadow, and you hear his name for the first time.
On Azara. Yep. Maul. Yep.
I was surprised.
Do you guys wonder that he didn't kill Brander Lawson? Like, he was shooting him and then just knocked him down, didn't kill him. I wonder if there's a reason for that.
I suppose my thought process is he may be, a bad guy, so to speak. He's not a Sith anymore, but he still practices the dark side, and he's still a crime lord. But he
killed a lot of other cops.
He does seem disciplined insofar as like what decisions he makes. Like he's not going to do anything that's going to get in the way of whatever his revenge mission happens to be. And I don't think he'll kill unless he has to.
Yeah, and we saw during the episode, he's been having these recurring dreams about an apprentice.
Yeah.
And it does seem like, and one of the reasons why he's so calm throughout this entire episode, and maybe the next one, is because he's really going around he's going with the will of the Force, basically. Yep. He's following the will of the Force wherever it leads him, and maybe that's one of the reasons why he doesn't kill Lawson as well. But he's very much attuned into that, and that's why he finds Devin Azara there and opens up the cell and knows that hey, this is the one that I'm supposed to take. This is the apprentice that I'm supposed to have.
And he may know too, hey, if I'm going to take over as the crime lord on this planet, do all this stuff, I'll need some cops in my back pocket, and me not killing
That's
that guy
true.
may come in.
Oh,
Maybe a little token
Great
in
there.
hand later on. Yes.
Mhm.
And then
Token
we,
Lawson.
yes, and then we jump into chapter 2, Sinister Schemes.
Yes.
Lawson
I
is
was so
pursuing
glad that
Maul's.
we got 2 episodes.
I know, me too. It still
I
was
am
only
too,
an hour,
but-
but God, so good.
Well, yeah, we could talk about that at the end of this. So,
And Lawson's chasing Maul's group.
yeah.
Dacky intervenes, and Maul just pulls down like a bridge. There you go. Save
Yeah.
some innocents, guys.
Brilliant.
We're gonna get
No
away.
big deal.
Yeah. The classic villain trope.
Yep.
Right.
You can either get me or save the people, and he knows a Jedi would save the people. So it was
Oh, so
brilliant.
they must have been watching the first Spider-Man movie this time.
Yep.
That's what I was saying. I almost put that in my video. I almost put, yeah,
First the Dark
The Green
Knight.
Goblin,
They went to Blockbuster and rented a couple of.
they did. We did a Dark Knight for the first episode. Now we're doing Spider-Man for the second.
Right.
Beautiful.
What do you think?
They're gonna
episode
notice.
3
No,
is
they're
going
not
to be?
gonna notice. They're gonna notice.
Right. They're gonna know. They're not gonna notice. They're gonna notice. How would they know? They will. They're huge nerds. They're gonna know.
Right.
It's funny too because after Dacky kind of saved him, got it back up there, and then the cop wanted to talk to him. He was gone because he knows
He was
better.
gone. Yeah. Yep.
After Order
On
66,
the run.
you don't want to be known to having force powers and being caught.
Yeah.
I think he may figure out that Lawson may not be that bad of a guy and maybe talk to him later.
Yeah.
But he was not sticking around to find out
No.
what his alliance was.
And if your theory is correct, Keith, that makes more sense too, because like he was looking at him as he was using the Force and everything. He's like, "Oh, hey, buddy." He's like, "How?
You need
You
an
okay
apprentice?
over there, buddy?" Yeah.
I know
I
somebody.
got a son. Yeah.
Yours is gone. I got somebody who you
Yeah.
might be able to help out.
Yeah. Right.
But seeing that he was saving people, he might be a little more inclined to let him know that, hey, my son is force sensitive and he may need somebody. And would think, they didn't kill the Jedi too quickly. They did a lot of very interesting decisions in these first 2 episodes. But of course, they get back to the hideout. Maul imprisons both Vario and Devin. And, he later talks to Vario and he's like, I want to know what the Pikes are doing. What time is that delivery coming? And when is this all going down? And he tells him.
Yeah.
And, oh, I forgot too. Lawson seeks out Renee Sewell for information about Maul.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
Where he
unaware-
finds out about the Shadow Collective.
Yep.
She knows a whole bunch about him. This guy named Maul. I think it was on Mandalore. You should watch the Clone Wars.
So
Yeah, they
he's
did have a lot of information. I was kind of surprised, but I
I
think
was
I
too.
was equally surprised by what is the girl's name again?
Rena.
Rena. Yeah, I was surprised that she knew who he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
That one
maybe,
caught me off guard.
maybe she was part of his collective from earlier.
It could have been. I mean,
Because
it was a
obviously
large syndicate.
Vario
Yeah.
and Demas both worked for him.
Mm-hmm.
So she could have been a part of that too. That's the only thing that makes sense because
Or
Vario
connected
was
in
smart
some way.
enough
Well,
when they were meeting after the bank robbery to be like, "There's only one person that would do this," and they're all like, "Nah, it can't
Yeah.
be him." He was,
she did mention that she never crossed paths with Maul because she didn't want that type of heat and
Yeah.
everything.
right. But
during
doesn't
the
mean she
meeting,
wasn't
so
working
she
for
didn't
the
know.
Syndicate in some way. Just never that high up. But
Yeah.
he's still being followed by Dacky,
Mhm.
and with Vario's information,
Yeah.
they end up hijacking a Pyke transport.
Oh yeah.
And we saw Maul.
Yeah, I know. It's so hard to
It is
It,
very
it
difficult.
is
not consider him a
because you
Darth
want to
anymore.
call him that.
Yeah.
We see him just go full Vader in a hallway, pretty much,
Oh yeah.
and just totally destroy everything on that ship.
Mhm.
Steal all the credits. Everything that was there is now his.
Yeah.
And then he ends up returning to Devin and encouraging her to see the universe as it truly is.
Mhm.
Forsake the
I-
Jedi ways and
I guess
Mhm.
I guess
Slowly
now
getting
I've
his
decided that
tentacles in.
every new Star Wars project, I think the first couple of episodes they need to have a hallway scene. I think that should be a requirement.
Apparently it is, because we saw one in Ahsoka. Now
Mhm.
we've seen two in Maul from the first episode when he was entering
Mhm.
Oh
the
yeah.
police station, and now here with the Pikes. So
Mhm.
two they doubled up. They're like, okay,
Yep.
you guys like that
I-
Vader hallway scene? We're gonna do two of them.
There are a lot of people out there that are not big fans of Ahsoka, and I agree it had it had a couple of problems, but the Balin Skull hallway scene in the beginning, still
Yeah.
top tier for me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Balin Skull, that whole character arc and his
Mhm.
story was incredible. They did such a good job with that character.
You know, it's great too because he tells her, "You could get out anytime you want. You're not a prisoner
Yep.
here."
Yeah, you're free to go anytime you want.
And she ends up
Yeah.
getting out at the end. But man, it's so nice seeing Maul grooming her to be his. Even
I don't
if
know
he's
if
not
nice
his
is the word I would use and then followed by grooming.
I know, right? That's,
Okay, good
that's
point.
true. He's yeah. What can you?
God, what
was-
is a good way to phrase that?
Well,
I
It'll
don't know.
be interesting to see him train an apprentice.
yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Well, in using
He's trying
a lot
to
of,
entice her to become his apprentice.
using the same tools
no
he
funny
used
business.
with Ezra,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. Okay.
and we're seeing, they're not rushing it, just like Angela in Daredevil Born Again. They're not rushing it. She was going to steal to survive.
Don't need to.
She's a little disillusioned with the whole Jedi thing because they're on the run. It's not there. She has anger. She has fear. She's disillusioned. She has potential. Maul knows that. And he's already testing her. He's manipulating her. She's resisting for now, but I think we can see that resistance weakening as we go.
Yeah.
And her master is not going to be happy. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but I can't wait for the showdown between him and Maul. And I wonder if Devin is going to deliver the killing blow to be her entrance to the dark side.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was thinking basically Massacre Dicadio or Dicadio blah, 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 was he's going to eventually have to fight the Inquisitors who we know are showing up in this season. And he's going to get killed by them, and Maul's going to step in to fight the Inquisitors, kind of get Devin on his side because he's getting revenge for her former master.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
That would be a good way to see. This is what the Empire is doing. You need to join forces
It's like,
with me.
see, I'm not a bad guy after all. And I talk really calm all the time.
But why is your lightsaber red?
Don't
just like the
worry
color.
about that.
It's cool. Oh,
Red's in.
yeah.
Now
I've
we
got
know
these
that,
red caps you can wear too.
Oh God.
Make the galaxy great again.
Now we know that there are multiple emotions that can drive the dark side, right? There's anger, there's hate, there's obsessive love, as some of them have, or the drive in Palpatine's case, the drive for power and immortality.
Power.
So we know that
Unlimited
Maul-
power.
we know that what drives Maul's power is all of his revenge, but
Revenge.
what is he going to use to get his new apprentice to sort of dip into the power of the dark side? What do you think? What emotion is going to be the strongest for her that's going to allow her to corrupt her kyber crystal?
I like Chris's theory that the Inquisitors are going to kill her master. And Maul is going to use that. We need to get revenge.
We need to fight
so
against
maybe
the
they'll-
Empire.
Okay.
Because we find out in this episode too, right? That he's not just going after the Shadow Collective. He's not going after just the syndicates. He wants Darth Sidious himself.
Yes, he does.
Which I was like, yeah.
Which, if
That'll
he does
be awesome
confront
if he
him
gets-
again, I do think that's why we'll see him how he is in Rebels without his crime syndicate anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I just hope we
somehow
see
lost to the dark saber.
that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, he just leaves the Darksaber on Dathomir, and that's where Sabine Wren finds it. I was just like, yep, I don't need this. Whatever.
Well, technically, think about it. you have to lose a battle
Yeah.
to.
And if you just leave it there.
So Maul lost to Ahsoka. Ahsoka lost to Darth Vader. Darth Vader lost to Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is the
he's the
ruler
Mandalore.
of Mandalore.
Yeah.
Dang.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
We don't have Dave here to reel that in, so we're good to go.
And you know what? My theory break lines have been cut, so I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're good. Yeah.
All right.
Same. You heard it here first, guys.
And I can't wait to see more of Vario. Like working with Maul, like having to give him all the intel that he knows.
He was a fun character.
Yeah.
I kept getting like Steve Buscemi vibes off of Vario the entire time. At first I thought it was voiced by him, and I had to look it up. It's not.
It did sound like him. That did sound like his
did.
voice. I was waiting for him to be
guy.
like, "Hey there, fellow kids."
Yeah. Hey, get out! With a skateboard and a backwards hat.
Rock band.
And I think at some point we're going to figure out, Vario is going to figure out he's trapped. And he may try to turn on Maul. And I don't think that'll end very well for him.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Good theory, though. And that alien group is one of the pod racers from episode 1. I forget his name. But they had like a whole little family, too. And he ends up getting in a really bad crash during the pod race. Poor family. And they like George Lucas made it noted, gave it a full frame of his family with a little baby alien and everything. I was like, oh, you sadistic bastard.
How rude.
How are you going to do that? I know.
But you know what I do think, too?
Think
I don't know if we're going to get... At some point, we know the Inquisitors are coming. We know the Empire is going to
We've seen him in the trailer.
Maul is there. Are the Inquisitors going to come, or is the Pyke Syndicate going to retaliate first? Because, I mean, he stole all their cargo. That's not going to be looked at too kindly. Yeah.
I think you're right, Keith. I think that they might, because things have to escalate a little bit more. And I think at that point, Two Boots definitely has been pushing for the Empire to get involved. He's been telling Lawson the whole time, over and over and over again. If things escalate a little bit further, I'm sure Two Boots will just be like, well, we got to follow protocol, so let's go ahead and call the Empire in now, because things have gotten out of hand.
And it's so funny. Two Boots, the voice actor, does a voice for Apple and Onion.
Yeah.
That my son used to watch on Nickelodeon.
He does! We used to watch that too.
I heard the voice and I'm like, oh my God, that's Apple and Onion.
He's also on The Mandalorian. He plays the droid Zero, on that. And he was in the IT Crowd, which is an awesome show.
That's right.
Show.
Yes, it is. Yes. Because the minute I heard that voice, I'm like, where do I know that from? And I was like, oh, Richard. Okay, I know who that is now. As soon as I looked at it, I'm like, okay, I instantly knew.
I think we all have
a very distinctive voice.
Yeah, very distinctive, yes.
But I think we're going to see Pyke assassins, attack Maul's hideout or come. I mean, Marg Kim may send a message saying he's going to get revenge.
Krim.
And I think, Krim.
Who is in charge of the entire thing now, apparently. So, and he is a Pyke. That's a Pyke character. So.
And I think we might see Maul responding with overwhelming brutality, which may bring more eyes from the Empire on it. Being, okay, this is getting a little out of hand for this small little world. We need to figure out what's going on there.
Which might be Maul's ultimate plan,
there are
too.
2 of them.
Yeah, Maul probably wants to escalate things up because he eventually does want the Empire involved in this, as he's taking back power from the crime syndicates, because how else is he going to be able to take on his eventual former master,
And he knows that Sidious or Vader won't come personally. Yeah. He knows he'll get Inquisitors, which he probably is pretty confident he can take out. So, he definitely wants to get their attention. And it'll probably end badly for him, because I think we've seen... Darth Sidious is a little too powerful for him, but it's going to be nice seeing that escalation to get up there.
Yeah, and we got 2 leaked posters. Have you guys seen that online for the?
I did.
Unfortunately, so the first one, Dred Voss, and stuff.
Oh.
And And we actually did see him in the Clone Wars in that final season. He was one of the holograms on Mandalore. So we got to see him. We know he's connected to Maul already. So we'll get him. But the big one, of course, and who I didn't think was going to show up, was Vader. So we might, if that's real.
I did not see that poster. I did not know that.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Doug.
Oh, spoiled for me. Where did they share that? Was that on like Instagram, Twitter? All of the above?
It was all of the above. And unfortunately, they were taken down by Disney, which makes it seem like they're valid.
Yeah.
They're not AI constructs.
So these are... No. But, Doug, you'll be proud and happy to hear that it's not the Rebels Vader design. So
it is not.
That's good.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
And, yeah,
I'm
so
glad.
basically the idea was, like, they usually come out with these after the show has premiered, after it's done with the series. So they do these character posters, and somebody just accidentally released them, and of course they got picked up.
Well, when I was putting together the thumbnail, I did find one character poster, and I really liked it, and I thought about using that originally, and it was almost a watercolor of Maul with his lightsaber, and it really accented the sort of flamey pattern of his lightsaber. Like so the one that I did use that showed like all the characters. I mean, fantastic. Whoever the artist was, I did not look to see who it was, but it looks great.
So I'm pretty sure, and I might be wrong about this, but I think I did hear that the people that made Arcane helped work on this show, and you could kind of tell a little bit with the color paleting and the painting style that they're using on top of what we've seen from Clone Wars. It's beautifully done. I love the artistic direction of this show, and it gives us its own flavor as well. So we get something new. It's just brilliant. So it looks beautiful.
Yeah, that's an understatement. It really just looks phenomenal. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And I mean, just like the entire design of. Oh, okay. So while we're on the topic, the entire design of like pretty much everything, down to the logo that they created for the show, is
I love
looking.
that. The flames and then scratching it out.
Yes. Oh my gosh! Like I went back just to look at that poster I was just talking about, because I also found one of what's her name, and again same kind of look for the lightsaber that kind of gave it more of a an unstable look. So I'm wondering if that's maybe further on in her development or something, or if that's just the look they're going for the lightsabers for the show. Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
Let's talk a little bit more about Devin Azari for a minute, because I think part of her turning over to the dark side, she'll figure out that, which she's already kind of figured out, Jedi teachings versus survival. Confronting.
We're in a new world here.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because she has to realize that the sort of practices that her master wanted to stick to, it's just not going to cut it. Not in the new Empire.
Nope.
And I like Chris's theory much better, but the theory that I wrote down, I think Daki is going to confront Maul. I thought, past tense, that he would confront Maul and ends up paying the price. Like, Maul overwhelms him, takes it out, and Devin sees the Jedi as weak. Like, wow, Maul is power.
That's
still a good theory. Yeah,
I like that
theory.
too.
Could happen too.
Yeah, something is going to push.
He's not going to survive either way. So
correct.
That's definitely happening. He's dead
after training Lawson's kid.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
But I wonder too, what other Imperial agents are going to show up once they figure out, once, Two Beats ends up contacting the Empire, since Lawson won't. Are we going to see...
he's doing it.
The Inquisitors might not be right away. Or they could be, because we don't know what's going to be said. They've got basically a photo. They got facial recognition on Maul, which is... As soon as they got it, my first thought was, the Empire has a notification on it. If this pings, it goes directly to the Emperor.
Directly to the Emperor.
Yeah.
So they may already know.
The red phone.
That's why Vader is going to show up. Palpatine's going to call him. Okay, hear me out. I know that we weren't going to bring up our exes, but Here's the
Mine's
thing.
still out there.
And, rule of 2, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to go kill him. And if you don't...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we see in the trailers that Devin Azara is out there with her lightsaber. She's fighting somebody in the city. They show her on a craft as well as in a crowd. And so they're going to start to know, like, they'll know that there's a Jedi out there somewhere. So that might also be one of the reasons why the Empire gets involved as well.
Well, especially
That could be-
2
yeah.
Jedis and Maul.
And then, which would
Yep.
also explain the Inquisitors being there too, yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, I
So,
just... oh, go ahead.
I think I must have missed. How soon after the fall of the Republic and the beginning of the Empire does this show take place?
1 year after. So
1 year. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
good.
it's pretty
Then
close to
yes,
the
the
beginning.
Inquisitorius would already be formed by now. Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, but they did that pretty quick. I remember in the early Vader comics. It
Yeah.
was like almost maybe a month after, and I'm like, wow,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole thing, I was thinking about, like, this whole season, too. Obviously the Empire is going to be heavily involved this season, especially if those posters are true.
Mhm.
Obviously
Yeah.
they're not going to capture Maul or kill Maul. We know we're getting more. But it'll be interesting to see Sidious's gauge. Like, at first, like, he's an annoying gnat. I'll send some Inquisitors, and then, I send Vader. And,
Yeah.
oh, man, no one's stopping him. I have to maybe step in and do it myself. But wondering how it's going
I'll
to
do
tie.
it myself.
Myself.
If it's going to
Somehow he's got the Infinity Gauntlet. you know?
Right.
crossover.
Wait, where did he get that? Yeah, I know.
But I wonder, too, if we're going to see at some point in the season, I've had a couple, like, Maul actually has a Sith holocron. We see him meditating on it and getting information. Or,
Oh.
never been done before, what if he's contacting Mother Talzin's spirit?
Okay.
Yeah, she might make an appearance.
Those witches of Dathomir have a lot of...
Mm-hmm. I still want, like, a flashback scene or something. I want his, like, beginnings covered in this show, too, at some point. I don't know if we're going to get it. But the way that the story is being laid out, at least from the first 2 episodes, it feels like it's very much focused on the story of Maul getting his revenge, building up his syndicate. It's a very clear path. So I don't know if we'll get it, but I'd love to see it.
That
I
would
do-
be awesome. I don't know if they're going to make the time in this show, but if we
Yeah.
did, if we don't see it in this, I honestly wouldn't mind another one of those, like, Tales of the
Tales
Jedi
of
style
the-
series,
Yeah.
where, because to me, that was one of the Tales of the Jedi specifically was one of my favorite, just because we got
Yeah.
so much more detailed information about Ahsoka's beginnings, and we
Yeah.
got a bunch of detailed information about, oh God, from the second movie, Dooku. Thank you. Why did the name leave me? Yeah, we got so much more information about Dooku and some of the early Jedis and, like, just what formed his opinion and why it drove him
Yeah.
out of the Jedi Order. And it was nice to see the things that we had missed out from the movies, and which the Clone Wars did such a fantastic job of filling in those gaps.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we don't get it in Shadow Lord, it would be nice to see another, maybe like Legends of the Sith, and then we get
Yeah.
a bit of Maul's,
Because
we
we
already
had
saw with
Tales of
Mother
the Jedi.
Talzin's.
Yeah. And we got Tales of the Empire. Yeah,
which
they have
I
not
didn't
done
care for
Tales
that
of
one
the
as
Sith.
much.
I didn't like that one as much either.
Yeah.
So it's still open to do Tales of the Sith.
Exactly, and give us
Let's
give
get
us
it
a Maul
done.
backstory.
Come on,
I'd love to see
Filoni.
more about him. I agree with you.
Well,
Yeah.
we might find out maybe on May the 4th when this series ends. Maybe they're going to announce Tales of the Sith.
All
I'd
right.
love it. I'd love that.
And
I'm
I
excited.
do think my prediction for the final scene of season 1 of Shadow Lord is Devin kneeling before Maul. Rise, my apprentice. You
I
are
could see
now
that, yeah.
Talon.
I can see that. Darth Talon.
Or actually, I don't know. I think maybe it'd be better if we just had the two of them standing in front of, like, a lake and then a slow pan zoom out. Why are you laughing?
Oh, boy.
What's wrong with that?
Because that would be perfect.
Also, Maul is shirtless.
No, okay. Yeah.
But
It
I
would
do-
have to be.
What if he refers to her as a Talon of Crimson Dawn?
Oh.
And it's not
Oh,
Darth
I love that.
Talon. It's
They'll
not.
call him back. Yeah.
And we may get more Talons of Crimson Dawn because,
Yeah.
everyone's got to have.
I could see that.
Of course, that was what the Court of Owls called their assassins too, Talons in Batman.
Oh, they did. Oh, I love
So,
that
yeah,
arc.
maybe they won't do that. Oh, Court of Owls is freaking
Keith,
fantastic.
come on. We literally just commented how they
Oh, that's
basically copied Dark Knight and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't think that's above them.
So, what comic book movie will they rip off for episode 3?
Dun, dun,
That
dun.
would be-
What's going to be the
Each
next one?
episode, I'm
Yeah.
waiting for like the behind-the-scenes
Rips
podcast.
off another.
For us to like listen to some behind-the-scenes podcast and
Mm-hmm.
be like, yeah, so we were watching The Dark Knight and thought how great it would be. I knew it!
Yeah. The other, so I watched another Sam Witwer interview where he was talking about how Maul in this series is a lot like Jack Torrance from The
Okay.
Shining. He modeled his character of Maul this season, for this series, after him, and he was talking about how much he loved Doctor Sleep, and if you're gonna watch Doctor Sleep, you should watch the extended version because it explains a lot more. And I was like,
Yes.
I never knew there was an extended version. I need to watch it now because I love that movie. But
It's a good movie.
it just makes me love Sam Witwer so much, knowing he's a cinephile. He loves Star Wars. His knowledge on all these things is so vast, and he's like one of us. He is a nerd through and through. I
really
love
is.
it, and I'm so excited that he gets to chew the cud when it comes to Darth Maul in this. Again, it nothing but the best for that guy, and if he can win an award for this, he deserves it because these first 2 episodes were stellar.
I
They really
expected him to be unhinged and crazy, and it
Yeah.
was so much better hearing him just calmly talking
Calm,
with just
cool,
like
and
dark
collected.
undertones. And I was
Yeah.
like frightened. I like turned on a light to watch
Yeah.
it. I was like,
It
"Guys,
was
creep me out."
intimidating.
Yeah.
And we've seen Maul several times in different sort of media, and this was the most intimidating version that we've gotten.
I suppose that does make sense though, because
Yeah.
you imagine who is going to follow, who's gonna willingly do what some crazed, unhinged, former Sith tells them, unless
Yeah.
he's got some sort of method of like calmly explaining, here's what we're going to do, and this is
Yeah.
what you're going to get out of it. But if he's just some, nutcase who's like, revenge, and that's all he's all about, they're gonna be like, yeah, no, we're not making any money this way.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and they're making money. There's plenty of money that they got there now.
Yep.
All
With
the
all
money
those
they
credits they got from
stole
the
at
Pikes and the
beginning.
bank robbery from the beginning. Yep.
It's gonna
So
be
I
interesting
will
to
I will
see.
definitely give him that. His method of remaining calm under pressure, knowing what
Yeah.
is going to work to drive 2 parties to fight each other. I mean that entire
Yeah.
plan worked out perfectly.
Brilliant.
He knew exactly how they would react too.
Mm-hmm.
And only the one little guy figured out it was him. Like,
Yep.
someone's
Right.
pushing us into this. You guys can't see
Yeah.
that. I
And
know
he was the one to survive too. So,
Yep.
there you go.
All right, should we rate these first 2 episodes, gentlemen?
I think we should. Now, should we
Yes.
rate them together as one or?
I think so.
Yeah,
All right.
Because we're gonna get 2 episodes every week, so
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Oh, hey, rule of 2.
Mm-hmm. It is the rule of 2.
episode 2 is going to attack episode
No
1.
more, no
When he
less.
feels like-
Yeah. Yep. When he's strong, when episode 2 is strong enough, he will challenge episode 1.
Do it. Strike me down. Use your anger. I loved these episodes. I mean, what a way to open a new show. I mean,
Oh, what a
okay.
way.
I knew it was going to be good. I already had pretty high hopes that this was going to be an amazing series, and it was something that I was really looking forward to. I mean, you dangle that beautiful animation style. I mean, you tell me that we're going to finally do
Yeah.
another deep dive into Maul, into his character, and possibly get a Darth Talon. Oh, okay, what's going on here? All right.
Yeah.
You're telling me we're gonna get all these cool things that have just been sort of hinted at and rumored, and oh my gosh, I was very hyped for this, and they did not let me down. I was worried. When I first started up, I'm like, am I too hyped for this? Is it going to be bad?
Same.
And I mean, just right off the bat, it was good. Like the characters are fun to watch, and you're engaged with everything that's going on, and you want to see. It's weird, but you want to see like everybody succeed. Like I'm sitting here and I'm partially rooting for Maul's plan to work, but at the same time, I
Yeah.
also want to see like the local cop in two boots like make it out okay, and it's like it's such an engaging story. It really
Yeah.
hooked me. Both episodes, both. I will say personally, I did like episode 2 better than episode 1, but then again, the action was also ramped up a lot more too. So
Yeah.
but I mean, the storytelling is fantastic. The art is good. The only thing that bothered me, and I know it is a nitpick, it is not a big deal, but the episode title card is so janky and low res and
You're right. Yeah. And
I watch
often hard to read too. Like if
Yeah.
you're not in a dark room.
right?
Yeah, I agree. The title
didn't
cards are a little.
Understand the
subpar.
thought behind that. I was
Yeah.
like,
Agreed.
okay, that was everything else looks beautiful, but
Mhm.
this is where they ran out of money in the budget.
They should just have gone with that striking dark, like bright red. You know, they did that for
Right?
the last season of Clone Wars, and it looked beautiful. So.
Exactly. And for that to be the only thing that
Yeah.
that hit my radar, the only thing that kind of bothered me, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to come up with too many theories yet, only because
Right.
I mean it's a Star Wars property. Who knows? It could go in any direction. We also know that Dave Filoni is not shy about sort of plucking things that he finds interesting from the different
Yeah.
novels. Anything that people are like, well, that's extended. They're never going to use it. No, he doesn't care about that. If it
doesn't.
makes sense,
Yeah.
if it would fit in the story, because even George Lucas, who was not a fan of some of the books, he had made that known in a couple of
Yeah.
interviews that some of the stories were a little too out there to ever be considered canon. But
Mhm.
there are some good items, like for instance Thrawn, that we can pull from the novels, and if he finds it interesting enough, we're going to find maybe some of this Legends
Yeah.
material finding its way into shows like this, and I'm really looking
Mhm.
forward to seeing it. But these 2 episodes, I'm going to rate them a very easy 8.5 out of 10. Fantastic. Cannot wait to see more. It was so good, and oh boy, I honestly, I'm so happy that it's finally
Yeah.
out. So go ahead before I keep rambling.
Yeah. Same. And yeah, my expectations were through the roof. And just like you, Doug, I was very worried that like this wasn't going to hit the mark, because how could you meet all these expectations that you have in your head, especially when it comes
Right.
to a Star Wars story, especially when it comes to a character that we know the beginning of pretty much, and we know the end of this character. How are you going to make it compelling, a compelling story in the middle here with this character? And they did it. They made him shine. They didn't just make him shine, they made the ancillary characters shine too. Everybody had their moment to shine in this show, and to really, like, I loved all the new characters, Brendan Lawson, Two Boots, Azara. They're all great, and they all get those moments to shine that build upon their characters in a meaningful way that the story made wonderful sense. I didn't want to say the other A word. Because I'm almost out of my drink here.
Uh-oh.
But it made perfect sense, and the flow of this kept going. There was no slow points throughout these first 2 episodes. And when you're coming with a premiere, with a new show, you have to give them leeway. You have to give them able to dress and table set for the rest of the season. This one really didn't need all of that. So we just got going from the beginning, which was amazing. And we knew the character already. I loved it. It was perfect. There's no notes except for the font for the chapters, which I
Thank you.
agree with completely. That, yeah, I was having trouble, and I didn't realize it until you brought it back up. But yeah, definitely have trouble with that. But overall, loved these first 2 episodes. I'm excited for this season. I am glad that we have a greenlit season 2 coming already. So we know it's going to come back for another one. And so I'm all on board, and I'm going to give this one a solid 9 out of 10 for me. How about you, Keith?
I mean, I was in awe from the moment it started.
I was in
until it
awe.
was over. Yeah, I was in awe. I mean, the lightsaber fight scenes, the animation, the
Yeah.
music, the characters. This means
yeah.
everything to me.
The
As a
music.
Star Wars
Can
nerd.
we talk about the music too?
We didn't, but we
Yes.
should.
It
And-
was so on point
my
for Star
God,
Wars.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you
thank
hear
you for
Duel
bringing
of
that
the-
up, Kate.
You hear Duel of the Fates when he first sends
Yeah.
out of that ship.
Shivers.
You hear the Maul.
Literal
Yeah.
shivers.
I mean,
Yeah.
this, like I just said, means everything to me. This is what
Yeah.
6-year-old Keith, when he came out of A New Hope, wanted
Exactly.
and loved. And oh my God, like both of you, I was like, I am looking way too forward to this. Oh man,
Right?
this, and then it's like from the second I turned it on till the end, I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
with Chris. I don't like to give like first 2 episodes a 9, but this deserves it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't yell at me, but I could care less about the font they use on the title cards.
That's why I said it was such a minor nitpick. But
and-
I think
that's the
both Doug and I
only thing
like
could think.
design and doing design and fonts and things like that. So we're design nerds.
Let me just say,
Very much
Homer's
so.
about to yell at you both.
Doug's the master, though. So
I don't know. You make some good shit, man.
You both do a great job on title cards and everything else. So I get why you guys see it. Like I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, I got the title.
Yeah.
Now let's get into it.
Skip.
yeah.
And it was funny because I was
Get in
at
the
first
store.
like, do I skip the opening title? And then you see the Maul thing flaming out, and then you see the title. I'm like,
Ooh.
it's quick. It's just like the Clone Wars. Give you a little thing.
Yeah, I
title,
noticed they
then
had the
you're on your way.
little skip button appear, and I'm like, why though?
I know it shows up anyways. It's like
2
this is 2 seconds long.
Like, okay, give me the skip button for the literal minute and 30-second anime opening with the nonsense song that spoils the entire show. But I think I can watch the 2-second Maul opening. I'm
Yeah.
good.
If you guys ever saw Band of Brothers, they had the longest intro to that show too, and there
Yep.
wasn't a skip button. It's like, come on,
Get
get to the
drink.
show. I know, right?
All right. Now,
Have a meal. It's still going.
everyone out in the chat, if you would like to let us know what you think of these first 2 episodes of Maul Shadow Lord, please let us know. But
Yeah,
it's time
please.
for a quick trip around the Nerdverse with news
Woo!
and notes, fellow nerds. Are you ready?
I am so ready. What do you got for us,
Ready!
Keith?
First off, next week is CinemaCon,
Ooh.
and there are a lot of rumors that the first trailer for Doomsday will be shown
Yes.
exclusively there.
Ah,
It
Really?
will not be pushed out to the interwebs. It are only for people.
we'll see about that.
Somebody is
it'll
going to have a janky phone recording of it that'll be up for like a day.
But it
Yeah.
was funny because I saw like new rock stars and Brandon Davis a bunch on Twitter today after that was revealed. Like, I'm gonna go there, so follow my YouTube channel because I'm gonna be breaking all
Yeah.
down what I saw. And I'm like, I hope they don't show it now. You.
Now, yeah, same.
And following that up, Spider-Man: Brand New Day recently did some additional photography and reshoots.
Mm.
And according to Tom Holland,
Okay.
he said the movie works and sings as it is. We're just adding the icing on the cake in certain areas. We're finding some ways to add a little bit more humor. We're layering in a villain plot line in a new way and some really fun stuff.
Okay.
A villain plotline in a new way.
New way.
That's odd that they would wait until, like this far into the
Yeah.
like this close to the release of the movie to suddenly spring out another storyline. So I'm assuming maybe in initial viewings, maybe it wasn't clear motives. Maybe that's what he means by it.
Could
Because
be.
I know that sometimes they'll do like initial viewings and some people will like write down their thoughts or let them know and be like, well, I was a little confused by so and so. So maybe that's it. I hope that's all it is. I hope they're not like suddenly like, oh, I've
Yeah.
got an idea.
Let's shoehorn in the Vulture.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
I
But
was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it because that's such a Sony move. Like,
Yeah.
let's bring in the Rhino. You mean
Right.
from Craven? Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
maybe they'll actually get John Malkovich to have a villain role for once. 'Cause this is the exact opposite of what they did with Fantastic Four.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now, according to Doug's favorite scooper, the Insnider,
In Snyder.
Odessa Azion, is being eyed for the role of Rogue in the X-Men reboot.
Sure.
Okay.
I have no idea what she's ever been in. I looked her up and I can't remember what it is, but it sounds like something they would do. Little unknown, maybe good acting chops. Young, they can sign her to 5-picture deal and do all that.
Not the girl on the bus in Brand New Day.
Not the girl on the bus in Brand New Day. Not her.
No.
Damn you, Marvel!
Oh, her. Okay. Oh my gosh, what have I? She looks very familiar. I don't remember what I've seen her in before.
Mm.
Okay, I had
Your
to look
dreams?
that up. I mean, possibly.
In your dreams? Ooh.
Now, this next actor
Dougie Fresh.
is someone we all know very well. And according to the Insnider, Peter Clafley is being eyed to star as the Beast in Marvel Studios' X-Men reboot. You're probably wondering, who is that? Dunk.
Okay, all right.
Which I'm like,
I could see that.
Beast is
He's got a kind of similar energy to Beast, and Beast, like always in the comics and the cartoon, always was a more calm, brilliant demeanor to him. So, and Dunk, I think the actor could play
Oh yeah.
a very calm, brilliant character like that. So, yeah, I'd be great with it.
Sorry, real quick. Now I know what I know her from. Ghosts. That CBS show.
Okay.
She plays this ghost who died on right after prom. And so she's like forever a teenager from the.
I was thinking of the Patrick Swayze movie.
Is she
I was
good
like,
in
what'd she
it?
play on that? Was she Whoopi in that? Or?
Is she good in
Um,
it?
Well, she doesn't show up that often. She only shows up maybe one episode a season, and because the running joke is she's a teenager, so she sleeps a lot. And then she only wakes up when she wants to, like, hit on one of the male ghosts that are all like constantly, "You're a teenager, please no."
Oh, yeah, that show. Okay. That's the one like where there's a bunch of ghosts from different eras
exactly,
in the house. It's like a comedy.
Right, exactly. And the one owner sees them.
Okay.
Shenanigans ensue.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep. I was like, God, why does she look so familiar? I'm like, okay, that's who she is.
Hopefully that's a good choice, if it's true. And now,
Fingers crossed.
Avengers
Fingers
Secret War.
X'd.
Yes. Avengers Secret Wars is expected to begin filming in June. So,
Nice.
month and a half away.
Yep.
Okay.
I can see that. Russo brothers again, right? They're doing the Secret Wars.
Yep, they are. They definitely are. And now,
Come on, boys.
confirmed by the director of the X-Men, Jack Shearer, I think his name is, who did Thunderbolts, they have plans for multiple movies already.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Which,
Okay.
I don't think that's a big surprise. I mean, it's supposed to be the mutant saga as far as we know. The X-Men.
Yeah.
A lot of material they could pull off of to make
So
some
much.
movies.
I don't know. I don't think they're very popular characters.
No,
Yeah.
don't make any money, those X-Men. They're
Those
such
B-
a sub-genre of the comics.
Those B-listers.
Yeah.
Now, if they made a sequel to Fan 4 Stick,
Yeah. Fan 4 stick.
And according... Who is this according to? Oh, Inchnider again. He's been busy. The first movie of Phase 7 is not going to be a mutant movie.
okay.
It's not going to be Black Panther 3. According to Jeff, Deadpool 4 is going to be the first movie
Oh, really?
of Phase 7.
Huh.
He said it could be an
Okay.
X-Force movie, which then would obviously include some mutants. I think that's a little odd to have an X-Force movie before your X-Men movie, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
I'm sort of iffy on the mutant saga because while I'm down for seeing more, like X-Men movies and stuff, I'm still not sure how they're going to make it all work. Like I don't know. Like I understand they couldn't do anything about it. Fox held the rights until Disney, bought Fox, but honestly, if I don't know.
almost feel
I
like they have to do a
it
reboot of
seems
the
like
universe.
so late, right? Yeah, I feel almost
Yeah.
like at this point they'd have to just
We
do a
gotta start
reboot
over.
because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, we Miss Marvel might be a mutant, and lost Chris. So yeah, like Miss Marvel might be a mutant. There may be a couple of other mutants that are there or something. It's hard to exactly say, but I don't know. I just the thing I guess that really that I guess I'd really be concerned about would be the origin stories, especially. So like when it comes to Professor X and Magneto, that's I think where I'd wonder how is this going to actually work. Hey, Chris is back.
I'm back. So if you ever take out one of your ear pods while you're on your phone on a Zoom meeting, it will take you out completely.
I
So
did not know that.
I didn't either
Once
until
again,
I did it.
we're all about tips and tricks here at Not Your Status Quo and Fatherly Fandom. Don't
Yeah.
take the
Did you
earpod.
did you try turning it off and on again?
I know, right? Jeez, this is what happens when you're on vacation, guys. Sorry about that.
No worries. But I think
That's
you're right,
okay.
though. In the
I was
sense,
just complaining about how I don't think a mutant saga would work unless, I guess what I was telling Keith, I'm really worried about specifically the origin stories of Professor X and Magneto.
Yeah, agreed.
and if
Like
anything,
we're
I do
getting
worry
to the
about that,
point where I don't know how much longer you can still have Magneto be a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I mean, it was fine. We were
Age-wise.
still within enough age range in the 90s, and then we started getting to the 2000s. Like, okay, well, we're getting a little. All right, okay, and then now we're in the 2020s. Like, I don't know about that.
and
Yeah.
we haven't seen a lot of the new kind of Marvel shows. Like we didn't really get a origin for the Fantastic Four in First Steps.
No,
And so I'm hoping they kind of skip that and kind of gloss over it. And
I do, but at the same time, for them specifically, their backstories are so integral to why they are who they are. So yeah, they can not show it, but it's still at some point it's going to be implied why they are the way they are, what drove them to do the things or to make the decisions that they've made.
Yeah.
That's still going to come up at some point, and I think that's going to be an interesting thing they're going to have to weave. Now, you bring up the Fantastic Four movie, and in order to make that sort of like retro-futuristic thing work, they literally had to make it take place in a separate universe.
Yeah.
Yep.
So are they going to do that for the X-Men?
Well, and there's been a lot of talk that the end of Secret Wars is going to be, a
big
very
reset.
powerful,
I have heard that.
cosmic-inspired character who can build universes is merging all of this into one. So it's like the new sacred timeline is going to be they're always there all together the whole time.
Well, see,
You think that's going to be Loki, since he's in
No.
charge of the Sacred Timeline right now? No.
No, Franklin Richards.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Well,
It would definitely be Franklin Richards.
I watch these channels, Not Your Status Quo and Fatherly Fandom, so actually I'm kind of already up to date on these rumors.
Oh, good.
Smart man. Smart man.
That is a very smart man. The rest of you out there, our audience, should be as smart as
Oh,
Doug
God.
and Keith.
Brian Mulheron's out in the chat. Ben Devil for the win. No.
Ben Devil for the win.
No,
No
Jennifer
Jennifer
Garner,
Garner.
no peace.
That's
You got-
right. And Colin Farrell is the only bullseye.
Colin Firth.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I know it's
Yeah.
But you got Jennifer
But I want
Garner.
to see him as Bullseye, too.
You got Jennifer Garner in Deadpool and Wolverine.
We did.
So
So there you go.
We
The
get
best
peace
part of
now.
that. Yeah.
Okay, this next one, I hope comes true. But Brad Winderbaum, head of Marvel Television, wants certain projects to get limited theatrical releases. Maybe we could do it for the finale of Daredevil, he said.
Oh. So I did hear that there was a rumor that Daredevil's final story was going to be a full-length picture. So I'd enjoy it. I think Charlie Cox deserves a movie at this point.
Yes, I completely agree with that. And, I don't know how well that would work today. I remember we discussed this a while back. status quo. Back when Game of Thrones was still like at its peak, before the
Oh,
last
yeah.
season came out,
Right.
they had put the Attack on the Wall episode in theaters, and
Hmm.
it was a big deal. The theater was crowded.
Yeah.
I got tickets
They
with
did that for
a buddy of
Stranger
mine.
Things too, and
Yeah, and they did, but
other
so,
shows. Ahsoka
but I'm
did that for
wondering,
one of the episodes.
would that work today? I mean, back then, prior to the pandemic, people would line up to go to the theater, and sometimes it was very tough to get tickets. In fact, whenever we would, get ready to buy movie tickets, we would have to be real quick about it to make sure that we could get seats. And I don't know if we ever told you this, but right in like the beginning of end of February, beginning of March 2020, we were getting ready to go see that movie Bloodsport, and we were trying to find tickets at Imagine, and they weren't showing up. We're like, it must already be sold out. Only to find out, oh no, they're not. They're not showing it because of this illness that seems to be going.
Oh, it's going around the country and the world. Okay.
And so we ended up, going to a smaller theater. We saw it, bad movie. But after that, I mean, once the movie theater started opening back up and, we started going back to the theater, we noticed a major change. There was so many movies, good and bad, that, the theater was almost empty.
Yeah.
And especially when you've got so many streaming services that are so quick to, put whatever it is right there on TV at home, people are less incentivized to get up and go buy a ticket.
Well, they are expanding out the time that movies are going to be in theaters too now.
Are they now? Okay.
Which is like I fully support, because I support theaters as much as possible.
Same.
But I don't like the idea, like they do with Stranger Things, if you have an episode that you're just putting on the screens that you can actually watch at home. I don't like that idea, and I hope they don't do that for Daredevil. I would hope that it would just be a feature-length film that gets a full release for the movie theaters after Daredevil's done on Disney
I would
Plus.
like to see that too. I think I would prefer that.
Same. Yeah.
I would like either way. I would love to be able, especially if it's a day early. Like you could go see the Born Again finale Monday night instead of waiting till Tuesday at 9 p.m. Something along those lines. A little incentive, but it's fine watching it at home too. Now we have one last little news item for the day.
Okay.
I'm moving away the MCU logo, and I'm just putting up the What's Up Fellow Nerds, because this isn't MCU, it's not DCU, it's not Star Wars.
Oh.
But Peter Dinklage has been cast in Alien Earth Season 2.
Really?
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Love Peter Dinklage. He always does a good job.
Yeah.
I hated the finale of Season 1
Same.
of Alien Earth. Have you watched it yet, Doug?
Nope.
Okay.
Should I?
No need.
No, you don't need to.
Okay.
No need. I mean, they had some great concepts, and the beginning of that season, it was incredible. Like the concept that they were exploring with artificial life and everything, and what is consciousness. I was like, there's some great stuff here, but none of it really pays off by the end. And the finale doesn't feel like a finale at all. It's just like, okay, we're in the middle of things, and they know that they're getting a second season, so.
Did they like just run out of film or something? Like, end it here. We're good.
No, they filmed it and said, should we have anything big happen? We're good.
No, and it's just, they're just. I hate the idea. I wanted this to be a one-season show because it's encapsulated between the beginning of the first Alien movie and what we've seen with Prometheus and all the other stuff. So. Yeah, I was like, this would be perfect. Just have the one season. You're done. It doesn't mess with the continuity, and they can't mess it up too much. But
now, Chris,
yeah,
how are they going to make boatloads of money if they just did one season?
I know, it's so stupid.
They've got to milk it, Chris. Milk it. Milk it for everything.
Milk
Chris.
it. Right. Yeah.
Just suck it dry.
Yep.
These shareholders have families to feed too, Chris.
They have yachts to buy.
I'm not thinking of the shareholders.
You know, I think. What if one of those shareholders has to downgrade their third vacation home? How would you feel?
I would feel so terrible. Oh man, it's the worst. But Peter Dinklage, I wonder if he's going to be in charge of one of the other corporations that runs the world or whatnot. So
I
maybe
could
we
see
gotta
that because
Yeah.
he's got such a
He's got gravitas.
commanding sort of performance that he's able to put on. Yeah, I could definitely say that.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Ooh, I would love to see him like kind of take on a more villainous role and,
Yes.
and just like
He's
do
good
some
at it.
despicable things too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did really well in the X-Men Days of Future Past. I loved his role in that. So.
Yeah, he was really good.
Trask.
Oh,
Great
gosh,
Trask.
yeah. He was good at Trask. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
he did good in that role.
Yep.
But should we find someone to raid, gentlemen?
Let's go on a raid.
It's a
Kenobi.
Well, we've got a couple of people on, including Sayas is on.
Oh, yep. And Laura Dreaming.
Look at that.
Jenna Loves Pizza.
Pizza.
Magoo Dog playing Fallout 4.
Wow, yeah, we've got a lot of people.
Friday nights, man. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Clearly,
Who knew?
yeah. Jeez. Okay. Well,
Got a lot of
who
comments
are
tonight,
you
too.
all
This is great.
feeling? Oh, and Jenna Loves Pizza playing Stardew Valley. Okay, look at that. A lot of people on. Yeah, who do you guys?
Oh, Lara Loopsy's there too.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I vote the pizza guy.
Jenna Loves Pizza.
Yeah.
Works
all
for
right,
me.
I'm down for
All
that.
right, yeah.
I love pizza, too. So.
All right. Now, before we commence with rating Jenna Loves Pizza, Chris, sir, let's say that I was interested in learning a bit more about this upcoming Punisher show that's going to be happening. Where could I maybe go to get like a primer on that?
My goodness, that was the best segue ever. You could head over to Fatherly Phantom. I just posted my Punisher primer on Thursday. So, and if you want to see a lot of other nerdy stuff, a lot of fun videos and things like that, I've got them up there. I've got primer videos, I've got breakdowns, I've got insight videos on different characters. I just had one on Daredevil and his powers. If you don't know exactly what Daredevil can do, he's more than just a blind guy that can fight. So check that video out too. It's all on Fatherly Phantom on YouTube. I also post stuff on Instagram, all the socials, and Facebook and TikTok and all that stuff. You can get that stuff there. But if you want the primo stuff at the freshest you can get it, you're going to have to go straight to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Not Your Status Quo, because we've got a lot of good breakdowns, a lot of good talks about all this stuff coming out. And we're eating good right now, fellas, so it's the time. It's the time to get on board.
So much good stuff out there. And, I can't wait to see even more. But for now, we got to go ahead and end things here. We're getting ready to raid over on Twitch. But thank you for joining us, watching us. Like, subscribe, do all the stuff. But most important, comment down below. And we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo. Hey, fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.